Hello, Jaguar students. It's your friendly neighborhood math teacher, Mr. Allred. And we are here to talk about bowling review number 3. This is on unit rates. So far, we've covered Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4. This is kind of the start of Unit 5. We talked about ratios and rates and unit rates in that unit. Okay. What I have is 3 definitions for you. And then I'll do a couple of practice problems for you, and that's all I'm going to do for you here on these review notes. These practice problems are homework tonight. Please try your best to work through them, show your work on them. Most of them were calculator active on the EOG. Okay. When we started Unit 5, we talked about ratios. The first thing we said was that a ratio was a comparison of two numbers by division. So if I had 8 boys and 12 girls in one class, that would be maybe one example, if you will, of a ratio. Okay. Of course, that can be simplified, and we'll talk about that in a second. We also talked about rates. A rate is a ratio that compares two things with different units, two different quantities with different units, like miles per hour or meters per second. Something of that nature. A rate compares two different things with different units, or boys and girls. Okay. The big thing that these problems will be about is about the unit rate. Okay. That's the rate that's simplified so that the denominator is 1. Okay. For instance, if I went 120 miles, that's a 0. 120 miles, and I did it all in 2 hours. Okay. I could find my unit rate by taking 120 and dividing it by 2. That's the same thing as 60 miles per hour. Okay, that would be the unit rate for that rate. You simplify by dividing the numerator by the denominator, and you get a unit rate. Okay? For example, some of these 2 questions right here. This first one says, suppose a butterfly can fly 82 feet in 4 seconds, and a dragonfly can fly 50 feet in 2 seconds. Which can fly faster and by how much? So I'm going to make a chart. The butterfly can go 82 feet per 4 seconds. I took 82 and divided it by 4. His unit rate is 20.5 feet per second. That's the dragonfly's unit rate right there, 20.5 feet per second. Okay, that's the butterfly. Sorry. The dragonfly can fly 50 feet in 2 seconds. His unit rate is 25 feet per second when you take those 2 things and divide them. So I don't know if you can look at these numbers and tell which one is bigger, but 25 is definitely bigger than 20.5. How much bigger is it, you ask? Well, take 25 and subtract 20.5 from it. You get 4.5. Same thing. So the dragonfly is 4.5 feet per second faster than the butterfly. Answer choice A is the correct answer there. Okay. The second one says Michelle bought the same fabric on 3 different occasions and recorded the data below. Here is a lovely, lovely, lovely chart that she made because she has tons of time on her hands to compare the yards of fabric to the total cost. Okay. All of these are proportional, so we could pick any row and use it. If you take 2.2 yards of fabric for $2.53, I'm going to write that down. $2.53 divided by 2.2 yards. Her unit rate is $1.15 per yard. That's her unit rate right there. Okay. I don't know about you, but that's one of the answer choices. So I'm going to pick answer choice C there for her. Okay. This next one says that Betty makes pies. To make 6 pies, she uses 7.5 cups of flour. How many cups of flour are needed to make 1 pie? Okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of advice here. I would convert that to an improper fraction. That mixed number right there, I'd convert it to an improper fraction. And you're going to find the unit rate of flour per pie. Okay. That puzzle is going to ask you what you got for that one. I think that'll help you to see if you're doing that one correctly or not. And then the rest of those problems there on the back are going to be your homework tonight about John mixing paint, lapping around the track, Derek planting a tree, Jesse's ice cream, Melanie's bike ride, Jill's electricity, Mr. Rogers' fertilizer. Those questions right there on the back are for homework tonight. Okay, so this was about ratios, rates, and unit rates. These are EOG style problems that you would see about that. Most of them were calculator active on the EOG, and most of them are multiple choice. Okay, please try your best to work through those and refer to these notes. Send me an email when you have any questions. Okay, make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Thank you, and good night.